My name is Nantchev, and this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification next to it for the latest uploads. Now, 4 subjects that entrepreneurs should study. 1 is communication skills. 2nd is your industry. 3rd is marketing, and 4th is sales. So the first one, communication skills, meaning that your English grammar, your pronunciations, your spelling, your where you communicate, cursive or business language skills, or way you talk to customers, etc. Because if you can firstly focus on your language, on your communication skills, then when you get an idea, you can clearly communicate it to partners, to mentors, to other entrepreneurs, to investors, and you can clearly communicate the product you're selling to the customers, and they're important. Because when you're able to communicate things to the world, people can understand you precisely what you're talking about, without without seemingly being patronizing or looking down to them or anything like that. So your language skills are important because it's all about being seen and understood by your customers and by other people. So the first thing to consider is your language skills, your grammar. Go onto Coursera, go onto YouTube, find a mentor, do night classes, blah blah. There's loads of ways around it. Just improve your communication skills, your dialogue, language, your writing skills, whatever, so you can be understood. The second thing worth studying is your industry. The more you can understand about your industry, the better. And when I say the more, I mean everything. The supply chain, the products, the manufacturing, everything. The mindset, the attitudes, the changing landscape, the trends, etc, etc. Because there's 2 things to consider. 1, you've got to reinvent your business every 2 to 4 years, simply because the marketplace does not stand still. And 2, if I can remember my point now, because the marketplace is changing, that means that roughly every year 20% of your knowledge becomes redundant, because things move on. You learn, things change, software or hardware changes, or standards of practice or methodology changes, and the stuff you knew years ago is slowly over time becoming obsolete, so you've got to keep up with that. For example, when I studied a certain subject at university, I studied this software, for example, but over the time of the university, new software was coming up, so over time this was becoming increasingly redundant as the years went on. So all the stuff we learned was obsolete, and suddenly this new software here that we hadn't really learned at all was now all of a sudden standard, industry standard. Great. Now you got to know all that stuff, and now you got to refit and retrofit and start adapting to this. The marketplace always changes, and you've got to be aware of what's happening. Also, when you're selling something, you've also got to love and give a shit about the industry you're selling in, and that you're involved in. So you've got to know what the hell's happening, what the new ideas are, as well as when you love the industry, you're more passionate about your business, and you're able to carry it further onward. It's less of a chore and more of a mission. Then it's not so much like you're not doing it begrudgingly, because as soon as you start doing it begrudgingly, then you're at a distinct disadvantage from everyone else that simply loves what they're doing. So you got to keep up to date, study your industry, study what's happening, study the news and all the rest. Thirdly, marketing. Marketing really is about values, and it's all about getting your message out into the world and grabbing attention that you can then monetize and use elsewhere. Because when you have marketing down, you can then understand psychology. And when you understand psychology, you understand how roughly 7 billion people will think, act, feel and perceive the world. And when you can anticipate that, and you understand how this works, the brain, how it functions, you can use that, you can leverage that, you can exploit that, you can use it to your advantage essentially in your marketing, whether it's the layout, the schemes, the colour palette fatigue, your strategy, what you do, even the products you sell. Because marketing is all about psychology and values, and what kind of values do you want to project into the world? What's your positioning? What's your branding? How do you want to grab attention, and how do you want people to perceive you? These are the important aspects to understand and apply in your business. Marketing to me was quite instinctive. I wrote a book about it, 50 Cognitive Biases for an Unfair Advantage. Quite a long title, I must admit. When you understand how the world works and how it functions, and what grabs their attention, what works and what doesn't work, which is marketing, then you can... There's no point in having a business if nobody knows you exist. When you know people exist, and you can think of strategies like word of mouth strategies to get momentum going, to be seen in the world, then your business has some attention, has potential sales. It's the ignition, it's the spark to get things going, and then it's the fans that keep the flame growing, keep the flame maintained, keeps it all moulded together. And the last thing to consider is sales. Understanding how to make the sale. There's a few things to consider when it comes to selling. One is that first, your insecurities about your product or your price or anything else will show when you try and make that sale. If you're trying to sell something for 50 quid and yet you doubt the product or you doubt your abilities, that insecurity will show through into the customer. You've always got to be on top of your game when selling stuff. I do a consultancy thing. For 1 hour I talk about your business, or we talk about your business, and we discuss what's wrong, what's good, what's bad, what's ugly, what you need help with, what I can teach you with, what can put you in the right direction, etc, etc. What I endeavour to do is I get paid up front. I say, for a few seconds, let's talk about money to get it out of the way, so I can then focus on much more important stuff, you. Get paid first, and then we can focus on you. Get the money out of the way and focus on you. Because sales is the bread and butter of the business. If you can't sell, whether through the pricing is problematic or the wrong kind of customers come into the website, the business is not going to grow. It's also of understanding the psychology of numbers and the psychology of price. One of them is called the anchoring bias, where if you have two prices, okay, if you have price A and it's say 50 quid for example, on its own it's going to be cheap or expensive. But then if you have price B, which is 100 quid, and yet suddenly it's on sale from 100 quid to 50 quid, suddenly 50 quid looks cheap, looks very reasonable, and more willing to go for it. As well as some pricing strategies with regards to the syllables or some numbers, like like 6 always feels cheaper because I think it's easy to pronounce, or they're only 6, one syllable. But also if you have it ending in 1, 3 and 7 with a specific random number, £5.35 for example, people apparently instinctively feel that it's more of a bargain because it's so precise. It looks more accurate, and it looks more like they've tried to reduce the price as much as possible. There's all sorts of different ideas and sales funnels. Look into sales funnel. I used to think they were like really hard to understand. Now they're a bit of an intangible, ethereal kind of thing, where it's just a structure, it's a flow chart essentially of new traffic. Click here, click there, do this, do that, add here, buy now, yes, upsell, downsell, cross-sell, etc, etc. Now it's more of an ethereal kind of thing, where it's like sales funnel. So look into that as well. Understand about sales, because as I said, sales is the bread and butter, is the foundation of the business. If you can master sales, well, they're all important in their own way. They're all pillars to the business, but you've got to master sales just as equally as important as attention grabbing, which is marketing. Because if you can, you can be a professional at selling, but if there's no one in your shop to sell to, you're on your own in the brick and mortar shop, then your sales skill is redundant because there's no one here to sell to. Whereas if you've got loads of people in the store, but you're not selling very effectively, or you're leaving money on the table, or you're undercutting yourself, then it's not getting much bang for buck. Or if you've got both of them, but the people don't understand your language, or your language, or your product, or the industry. Why do I need this? So what? Why should I care? Or they don't understand the grammar, for example. Then they're going to be confused. What am I buying? What is this? Why do I need it? Yeah, it's cheap. Yeah, okay, I'm in the store, but what is this? Why do I care? What is this? Why do I need it? The hell is this? Communicate the idea across to them. And then, oh, I get this. My business, gifts company, crazy product idea, relatively expensive. Some products are cheap, some are expensive. Okay. but I explain to people why they want it, why it's funny. A special kind of message in the post. Very crazy. I don't want to go into the names, just because it's not really relevant per se. I'm not here to promote their business. It's a crazy idea. People don't understand it. I think the market maturity is very low, because like when the people hear about it, they're like, "What the hell? Why? What the fuck? Why? Might be cheap, free delivery." They heard about it, word of mouth, but the communication or the market maturity, the industry really is not mature enough or not experienced enough to think, "Hey, you can do that. I never thought of that. What the hell?" So it's a case of maybe I'm too early to the market. I'm too early to the sector where the people haven't really thought about this. It's not in the mainstream consensus what the kind of product is that I'm selling. So I'm at a slight disadvantage. So that's something worth considering. Maybe I should go back and change and pivot. Luckily that's not the case. People love the idea and talk about it and it's getting momentum. But the point is that the market isn't quite ready for me. Maybe 5 years, well I don't know about that, but maybe, yeah, probably 5 or so years, or maybe not even that because it's so weird. People might never get it. But people are getting it, and so it's the market, it's the sector, it's the industry, which is you need some tweaking to get for my business, other business that I started 2 years ago, to really hit home, like getting an office and the staff, and to get to the next level at least. So those are the 4 things that I think entrepreneurs, well in fact, that entrepreneurs do need to study: communication, talking, dialogue, even in public speaking, so as to get your idea across effectively. So as to persuade people why they should give a shit, why they should care. Your industry, because things are always changing, always keep on ahead. Marketing, so as to craft and create a message and grab people's attention so they come to you, they come to your business. And sales, so as to persuade people to buy your stuff. So as to say, here's the product, I'm so confident in it, I believe in it so much, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it. You need it. Everyone knows you need it. People come up to me and they say, "Thank God you're selling this. I'm so happy. Your life has changed." People are coming up to me and they say, "Adrian, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you." And I'm like, "Whoa, okay, all right, okay, that's good." A little intimidating and scary at times because so many people come up to me and they say, "Thank you, thank you, thank you," and it's like, "Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. I love the appreciation. Great, thank you. All right." Or an autograph, do you? Sure, here you go. So, sales, marketing, industry, and communication. So my question of the day, my question to you is, which of those fields do you need to learn more about? Which of those are you lacking in? Which one do you need more, study, more refinement, more practice in? Communication, or industry, sales or marketing? Which one? For this channel, my answer to the question of the day is, for this channel, I want to say it's marketing. That's the main crutch right now. I understand the sector, understand the communication. Sales is down. I need to create a few more things there, but it's not as severe as marketing. Marketing, creating a bulk of videos, and I'm jumping on social media and on contacting people, because as I've started out, I want to go out there and give people free stuff. Here's a free copy of the book. Here's free 1-hour consulting. Here's free speaking engagement, stuff like that. Give, because when you give, people talk about you, people refer you, people have respect for you, people subscribe to you, people watch your content, or my content, people then, once you give stuff to the world for free, reciprocity, without expecting anything in return, you'll get things back. And the more you give, the more you get back. So that's the thing I'm working on now, just the marketing. Creating more content, so I can then focus even more time on just networking. Jumping on Twitter, jumping on Facebook, messaging people saying, "Hey, would love to give you this, would love to give you that, would love to give you this." Give. Then over time, people will come back and pay me. And then that's when I need the sales more up. But right now, marketing is like the main priority. And then sales is like, it's there, but there's not too much work there. Just create the funnel. Just create the pricing, the pages, the directory, link or PayPal, blah, blah, stuff like that. Okay, let's get the marketing. Because once sales is set up, then great. All I can then do is just focus on creating more videos, creating a bigger community, and getting more attention. Just focus on marketing. So that's what I'm working on now. That's what I'm studying as well, because there's always more to learn about it as well. So the question of the day is, Which one of those four do you need most work on? Comment below. And also remember that this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification next to it for the latest uploads. How cool is that?